planet suddenly emitted a powerful gravitational force, forcing the spaceship to make a crash landing. Fry was the first to be thrown out of the ship. The violent tumbling made him feel a bit nauseous. The moment Fry's saliva touched the ground, the entire planet began to change. The originally uneven surface gradually became clean and glaring. Suddenly, a house appeared out of thin air, a very eerie scene. Yet, Fry felt a faint sense of familiarity. It was exactly the same as his home from 1,000 years ago. The interior was arranged just as it had been on Fry's 8th birthday. Coincidentally, today was also Fry's birthday. Everyone had gathered to celebrate Fry's birthday, but ever since Fry traveled to the future, he had never been able to enjoy his birthdays. On one hand, he missed his family. On the other, there was an unresolved emotional burden weighing on him, a burden that had been left behind on his 8th birthday. As usual, his childhood friends had come to celebrate young Fry's birthday. They had been happily playing games together, but for some reason, his friends ended up leaving displeased, leaving young Fry alone in tears. Fry desperately tried to recall the details but always felt like he was missing something important. At that moment, 3 aliens suddenly appeared. It turned out they were behind all of this. They then brought out a device designed to search the visitor's memories and recreate every detail. Since Fry was the first to step off the spaceship, the device recreated his memories. The aliens intended to reenact Fry's 8th birthday party, starting with the games played that day. The first game was Monkey Line, where monkeys and jars had to be linked together. In his memory, young Fry won the game effortlessly. To make the game more interesting, the aliens made a slight modification. They had everyone present act as the monkeys. They were divided into red and blue teams. As the lifting beam rose higher and higher, many found it increasingly difficult to hold on. Soon, everyone was successfully lifted, and they thought the game was about to end. But then, the floor beneath them suddenly opened, revealing a pool filled with sulfuric acid. It turned out the winning condition was to eliminate one of the teams. To avoid being corroded by the acid, Bender stretched his limbs and constantly shook the opposing team's beam. The blue team members quickly succumbed to the strain and fell into the pool one after another, where they were all corroded down to their skeletons. Before anyone could process the grief, the second game began immediately. This time, Fry had to blow out all the candles in one breath. Any player whose candle remained unextinguished would die on the spot. To save his companions, Fry exerted all his strength, his face turning red from the effort. Unfortunately, Swabird's candle remained lit.
He's still blowing somehow. It's going out.
Instantly, flames engulfed his body, and he was burned to ashes under the horrified gazes of everyone present.